Hello and welcome to the second video I'm going to do about Bangkok here in the little break we have, where we're today going to talk about my Valorant pick'ems and how I've done it so far. And so far, it's looking pretty good. I'd say I'm top 15-ish percent. If we look at this, I'm at 60 points now, and it's been looking pretty good, pretty good. Um, but yeah, so we have EDG T1, Team Vitality T2 to start off. And I think this first game is pretty simple. I think T1 is just straight up like not supposed to be here. They just Giga anti DRX's Yoru, and that's how they got here. I don't think they're gonna be EG. But now it gets more interesting because we got Team Vitality versus G2. What a fucking game. What a fucking game this is gonna be. I genuinely believe this is like this could have been the grand final. It could still be the grand final, to be completely frank. And oh, it hurts because like I like both these teams. Like G2's coaching staff and players, I love all of them. But also I'm a Fnatic head. And man, I love my Durka, bro. I love Durka, bro. I can't. The thing is, I kind of can't bet against Durka, but at the same time, I kind of feel like G2 is probably the better team here. Um. Uh. Actually gonna go G2. The reason I'm going G2 has actually nothing to do with the games and which team I think is gonna win. It's just because I don't want both the 2-0 teams to win. That's basically my argument. And then for the same reason as to why EDG is gonna be T1, Team Vitality is gonna be T1. Um, moving on here, and this is where it becomes difficult, right? I've betted against EDG every single game they've played so far, except for the T1 game. I feel like I should not bet against them again, but I'm gonna say that G2 have done their homework and beat EDG here. And now it becomes even more difficult. Because am I saying that EDG are just gonna bump out and win to T1 and then lose twice in a row? Ah, it's. Mm, I kind of want to see it happen, but it feels like it's just my bias coming in. But I do feel like EDG's playstyle just won't work against Team Vitality. Because Team Vitality has sort of a. Mm, maybe it will. Fuck, man. Oh, this is so difficult. So fucking difficult. Am I gonna be boring? I feel like I want to be boring. Bro, I've betted against EDG every single part of the way. They proved me wrong every single part. I promise you, they're probably gonna lose this game now. In the first game, which I bet for EDG, they're just gonna lose, and then they're gonna out 2 barbecue in playoffs, and I'm gonna look like a fool. But you know, ah, fuck it, I'm taking Team Vitality. I'm doing it. Uh, and I'm gonna say G2. I feel really bad about that, but to me, G2 currently is just the team that looks like they can have a bad day, sure. Yes, they can. And I think that's what happened in the first game against EGG. But to me, G2, if they're on their game, and play as they can play. Like, if G2 play to their top level that they've shown so far, I don't think any of the teams here is remotely close to beating G2. Maybe Vitality. Maybe. That's like the one I could see. The only reason I could see that is just because of Vitality, just having the players they do. And I could just see Dirk absolutely diffing everybody. And obviously, the rest of the players on that roster are so good as well. But at the same time, it's like, it's G2. It's G2. Like, their players are so good as well that it feels wrong. But at the same time, I don't think I can bet against it. I seriously still believe that G2 is the best team in the world. And sure, I do think EDG could go on a run and win this to be, I think, the first team to win both the Masters and the Champions. I'm pretty sure they're the first team to do that in that case. But I seriously, in my own opinion, I just want some team to shut this this EDG team down, because I don't think their play style is supposed to be winning championships. That's just kind of my opinion. I think their play style is getting 100% beaten by anybody who has a structurally sound system and shoots as good as them. And I think there are teams here that has all of that, but I think the strengths of EDG is that a lot of the times, because their shooters are so incredibly confident, if they get going, it's so difficult to stop them. Like, EDG is one of those teams that to me is extremely snowbally. Meaning, and that's what I feel like we saw in China as well. Like, EDG to me is just one of those teams where the second they get their confidence up, they're so difficult to stop. Like, they're so difficult to stop. But if you manage to just shut them down and just be like, no, right? You're just going to be like, no, and manage to stop them, like, they just kind of crumble. And I think that's the sort of thing I can see both G2 and Team Vitality doing. And that's why I have them beating them here, I think. And I know it's like, once again, I'm betting against EDG, which I'm doing every single part of the way here. I've done it since literally here. Look at this. I bet against EDG in both the games they played, and I won both. So take my word with a grain of salt here with EDG. But in my opinion, EDG's playstyle is just not sustainable for a long period of time. And I think eventually there will be a team that will come up and just shut them down. And when that happens, I don't think this EDG team is going to be good for much longer. And I'm hoping it's here. Like, I have nothing against EDG players. I think EDG is a great team, but I just don't see their playstyle working against the top teams. And I just hope that G2 and Team Vitality can just show what you do against a team like EDG, because there are things you can do to beat this team. And that's kind of my thoughts. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a shorter one, but I think there was quite a lot of good input.